Grand Rising, my friends. Hey there, everybody. I'm feeling good. Hope you're feeling great. I know you feel great. To my subscribers, welcome. The most beautifulest individuals. Go steal that from Keith Murray, back in the most beautifulest thing in the world. Most beautifulest subscribers. For anyone who's new, hey, you know, why are you not at this point? Really? I mean, especially watching these. So let me adjust the camera for a second. A lot of tension in the world. The markets are down. But to me, you know, like I said, you have to learn to see opportunity where other people see crisis. And when times are going great and everybody's all ecstatic and everything, that's when you start to look around and make sure that your stores are in place, meaning you have everything set up for if things go bad. So right now things are on sale. Bitcoin's at 38,244, Ethereum at 2627, Binance at 377, XRP at 78 cents, Cardano at 93 cents. Wow, Cardano went down even further than I thought. Solana at 88, Avalanche at 77, Terra 48, Doge at 14, about 14 cents, 13 and a half cents ish. Polkadot $16, Shiba Inu at 25 cents. So you got some people panicking, everything is over. Is crypto over? Ignore all of that. Crypto, I think I did that story maybe some weeks back. It's been declared dead hundreds of times. Ignore all of that garbage. These are sales. These are good sales. And it's all because of the Olympics are over and everybody, you know, knowing war has started in, you know, not technically, but technically if you're living there in the Ukraine. You know, especially Germany has told their citizens to leave when they were the ones saying the United States are overreacting and the United States and the United Kingdom are overreacting to this, and now they told their citizens to leave because, you know, they know what's about to happen. So stock market futures look down for tomorrow. You know, that's what it is. But here we are looking forward to the future. And that's what I want everyone to stay super focused on in this channel, is that there's going to be ups and downs. But as you flow with the ebb and flow of the universe, you will not have such bad downs, and your highs will be much more accentuated and greater for that. So here we're about that positivity being. If there's someone in your life who has motivated you to be a better person, thank them today by writing something nice down in the comment section and forwarding them this video saying, hey, why don't you look at this that I watch and look what I wrote about you down in the comment section. That will live on through eternity in the internet, as long as Google and YouTube exist. Alphabet, I guess, the parent company of. Today's story: scientists engineer new material that can absorb and release enormous amounts of energy. Basically, vibranium. We have used meta engineering to create a meta material. I don't know, meta engineer is not technically a term I've ever heard, but material engineering to create a meta material that can absorb and programmably absorb and release energy. You know, I'm joking, like almost if you've seen the Black Panther movie, very much like the suit that T'Challa wore in the movie. So basically they've used this rubber with magnets in it to create a material that can contain phase shift. What is a phase shift? Phase shift is when you go from like a liquid, from one state to another, from like liquid to a gas, from liquid to steam, or from a solid to a liquid freezing. Those shifts of energy, even that cold energy or the hotter one from liquid to steam, there's a tremendous amount of energy in that phase shift. Now it's almost a fraction of a second for it, you know. So with these magnets and rubber together, they've been able to capture phase shift energy and be able to program and release it. So this is going to be game changing in terms of, imagine having like the Tesla robot, in its normal day-to-day operations of walking around, each step, each pound, each picking up is collecting energy. That kinetic energy is being stored. Then when it, batteries need to run or charge, it can use that to either run itself or recharge. It's going to be, much smarter minds, of course, could be thinking of this. And we're working on this with somebody who now is back in China. So we could, I beat y'all over the heads with it all the time about how much more we can accomplish as a species and a entity as humans if we were to act together more so than against each other's interests. But what can we say? Because some of that working each other's interests lead us to stuff like this. And also that previous one you saw, the United States Army Laboratory was involved in the research. But they can be involved in all that research in a more positive way, all the different countries. But I didn't know, pie in the sky, blah, 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 no back thinking. U.S. Air Force backs Valkyrie's high-speed amphibious jet-powered eVTOL. And for those who don't know, eVTOL is electric vertical takeoff and landing. So, we know now we can't just have these, flying is an important part of our society. We need that for our commerce, our leisure, just every aspect. So, taking off from, using fuel, these combustible fossil fuel derivatives and taking off and landing with these big spaces, over time, we got to, be smarter to electrify all of that so that we can hopefully have more renewable energy resources for that. And B, not have so much space and need. So, a big problem with all this stuff is sound right now. So, these fans and jets still make a lot of noise, and that will probably be the next phase of where engineering has to figure out to, what way we can still have vertical takeoff with, negligible energy consumption or, usage in a negative way. May have a lot of energy consumption, but if it's clean energy, then, and then, being able to have, basically imagine, I'm looking at this, but this is going to be one day like a family vehicle, because what are the size of this? They said the size is measuring about 24 by 30 feet by 6 feet and it weighs about, about 4,000 pounds empty. That's about the size of a SUV, right? I'm talking like a Suburban. Is a Suburban about 30 feet? 6 feet tall. All right, I give you that. 24 feet wide. That's, okay, we don't have anything like that. 24 feet wide and then 30 feet long or so. But, okay, that's about the size we can have. We could redesign our vehicle spaces for vehicles like this. But, it's a family vehicle, and they may have like single passenger ones, but this is the future. So Reno-based Valkyrie Systems Aerospace received a research grant from the U.S. Air Force to further develop its remarkable hoverjet Guardian concept, which combines electric vertical takeoff and landing and high-speed jet cruise with amphibious and hovercraft capability. So not only will this thing be able to vertically take off and land, but then also fly as a jet at a higher speed. So high speed vertical takeoff and landing, but also land in water and roll in water as a hover jet. And that's what, that's what it'll be, where they'll have a hover mode where it can float on water and hover across. I mean, are we building our own transmedium? That's a whole different story now. Transmedium vehicles is what they kind of a fancy term for what UFOs or UAPs have been known to do, where they can travel through air or water without, any type of, or space for that matter, without seeming to have to change much of their operation. So this looks dope. This is a concept that they're working on. I haven't watched this, so let me see what this looks like before I play it for you. I mean, it's dope. I don't want to use all that stuff, but they got it set up. They got the little thing. It's like, hey, we all together. We can get our information from an Osprey, and now we telling these things where to go, and then they flying over enemy territory and scan and fly around and land. Pretty cool little things, and like I said, it's the future where we going with it. And that's what we talk about a lot here. Now moving in a little bit to crypto news. A Florida home to be auctioned as an NFT has attracted more than 7,000 potential bidders. So basically, they took a house, had its deed and everything turned into an NFT, and then they were gonna. This happened the other day. I didn't even look to see how it ended. Maybe I'll do tomorrow follow up of how it ended. But the Gulfport house will be auctioned as an NFT. This was about 2 weeks ago for starting at a price of $650,000. The winning bidder will get an NFT, a digital token that in this case will record that person's ownership of a limited liability company on an online ledger. The LLC's only asset is the home. So they created an LLC and then turned the LLC's into an NFT, and now you own an NFT, you own the LLC's asset, which is the house. And they're already having a lot of bidders coming in for it. And this is going to be the future. I know I saw somewhere it was a good explanation for people that NFTs are the mediums, not the end product. And people getting caught up at, oh, it's this drawing and that drawing. It's the medium of exchange. So for those who get so bent out of shape of it won't be the future and this and that, they're not understanding the bigger picture. It's like 120 some odd years ago that somebody was like, those card things will never catch on. It'll always only be that thing right there. Not being able to foresee that innovation in time will change and improve everything, new technologies. You don't want to be left behind in the past. And so it's a pretty cool way that they went about it. And people were able to even use their MetaMask wallets to buy. You had to, I think they had to verify that you go through property to verify the identity. But then other than that, once you had the identity verified, of course, to buy anything in America of that size, you have to have your identity verified. So it's no big deal. To go buy a house, you have to go through tremendous amount of verification and background check and credit checks and everything. So, but here is just basically cash. If you got the, cash or cash equivalent in this case, which is Ethereum. Russian government central bank agreed to treat cryptos as currency. So Russian government and central bank has reached an agreement on how to regulate cryptocurrencies. According to a statement released by the government, the agreement comes after the Bank of Russia last month proposed banning Bitcoin miners and other crypto operations because of concerns it may cause financial instability. Now, you wonder why they're pushing it through now. Russia's government and central bank are working on a new draft law that will define crypto as an analog of currencies and not digital financial assets. The draft law is reportedly set to be launched on February 18th, which would have been a couple of days ago. I have to follow up to see if that went through or not. But my thought is they know that soon there would be tremendous financial sanctions coming down on the Russian government because of what we discussed earlier. And cryptocurrencies are a little bit more difficult for other countries to then control. Countries know that. Why do you think they try to control your access to it? So, because they can't even control each other's access to it. And, a lot of people are talking now, we may do a story about that, of what happened in Canada, where the Canadian government shut off the essential exchanges for a lot of these, supposedly, and I'm not 100% on, I didn't look too much into it, that they were receiving a lot of funding from other countries and other groups in cryptocurrencies. The trucking convoy protest in Canada, and because of that, they limited their access to central exchanges, and everybody now like, of course, we always knew that. Anyone who's been in crypto or been trying to tell you is that if you don't control your own keys, if you don't have your own cryptocurrency in your own wallet, then yes, someone else is controlling it. That is what that expression means. So, but Russia here is now looking to position themselves because they understand that going forward, there's going to be a different paradigm in this world. And those who are willing to be bold and move forward will probably, fortune favors the bold and the brave. So, you can be scary, and scary money don't make money. But in here, I want you guys to, be smart and bold, not stupid and bold. But you have to, being bold is me sometimes taking chances and risks, but calculated, But one thing that's never calculated or risk is knowing that I love you, you love you, God loves us, and that's all that matters.